He awoke and wanted Mars. The valleys, the thought. What would it be like to trudge among them? Great and greater yet, the dream grew as he became fully conscious. The dream and the yearning. He could almost feel the enveloping presence of the other world, which only government agents and high officials had seen. A clerk like himself? Not likely. That is the opening paragraph to the short story, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale, by Philip K. Dick. It was first published in the magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction in 1966.
Cool.
The story follows Douglas Quayle, an average dude who works in an office job. His biggest dream is to visit Mars. He discovers Recall Incorporated, which plants memories in your brain. But the procedure goes wrong, and Quayle regains erased memories of who he really is. A secret agent that has been to Mars. Does this sound familiar?
A little bit.
Well, that's because this story was adapted into the feature film in the 1990s called Total Recall. This action-adventure sci-fi stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sharon Stone, and Michael Ironside. Today, the Moist Boys dive deep into the mind of Doug Quaid to see what Mars is really like and the events that follow. Does he actually go to Mars, or is it all in his head? Let's find out.
So as we begin on this film, we see the mountains of Mars.
Yes, we open up on fucking red Mars mountains.
Yep. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger and a brunette we don't know. Well, we don't know anybody at this point, but
we know Arnold.
And then, like, what happened? Does he, like, trip or something?
So they're in spacesuits.
Yeah.
And what's wild is this is 1990s, but Arnold's young in this, and he looks fucking great.
Yeah, because that was a conversation I kept having with Izzy. He's like, is he hot?
I think so. I mean,
he's a
muscular.
weird one because he's so big.
I mean, but
he's
got
cute too.
He's got a chiseled face, and but like they're like in love on Mars, holding hands, and like they want to kiss, but they can't kiss because they're wearing spacesuits. And then they're like walking, and he falls.
Yeah, okay. I
like
thought he just tripped.
Like the ground gives out or something, and he falls, and then his mask breaks, and the air gets in, and Jesus Christ, what a way to start!
Immediately, his face is swelling, his eyes are bulging,
yeah, his tongue starts swelling up, his eyes come in, and then we hear
and Arnold wakes up in a sweat.
Yeah, and it's a nightmare, and we're like, okay, he's dreaming about Mars.
And this giant man sits up because that's the other thing is it's just hard to imagine him as anything.
Yeah, because he is a giant.
So much.
He's a massive
He's Mr. Universe at this time. He's like the biggest man on Earth at some ways.
Yeah, and he's like a massive movie star.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So then we find out his name is Doug, and he was dreaming about Mars, which looking at him and being like, your name is not Doug.
Your name is not Doug Quaid.
That's not a Doug. I kept thinking, because his name is Doug Quaid, I kept thinking like Jack Quaid or whatever, like that other actor. But then his wife is next to her, and she's fucking hot too. Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone is insanely hot.
I don't know, I recognize her name, but I don't really know what she's from. Like, I know she's in a lot of things, and like, there was like one of her biggest movies I don't think I've ever seen either.
Okay.
But she was a babe.
Yeah, like one of the hot. I'll see what Basic Instinct.
That was a big one for her. I've never seen that. I've heard of it.
Casino, Quick and the Dead, Silver.
Casino's a big one.
And just a shit ton of other stuff, yeah.
Yeah, she's been around for a while.
Yeah, like I've not even seen Total Recall, and she's a big character in that.
Yeah, she's one of the main people.
Right, yeah.
But then we find out he's dreaming of a different girl.
And it's happening often.
Yeah. And
which, like, how do you not dream of Sharon Stone?
I don't know. And then she's starting to get jealous about who this girl is. And then, dude, what I don't understand is why is she like all over him? Like, they're so like lovey-dovey.
She tries to fuck him at least like 4 times this morning. Yeah.
Dude, and they're kissing nonstop. And I'm like, I'm kind of into it.
Sure.
But I'm like, what are you doing?
I also like where like they play fight. I'm like, how do you do that with him? He's so strong.
Well, yeah, he grabs her by the legs and
pulls her leg out of the socket, basically.
I literally thought we were going to see boobs immediately because she like
too,
starts unbuttoning.
When she lays back.
She starts unbuttoning too, and then nothing. And I was like, damn.
But they make up for it later.
Yeah, but I don't know if I was into that. But then it cuts to Arnold in the kitchen making a protein shake, I think.
Probably.
Something like that.
You have to assume.
He's watching TV, and I love that in this scene, the TV is the wall.
Yep, the glass wall, because they have a nice apartment in this one, too.
Yeah, and then what's really cool is like he's watching the news.
I love dystopian like propaganda news.
Yes, that's what this is.
It's very similar to like RoboCop and
100%.
like Starship Troopers. Like I love when they do that for any world. And when it's just very obvious that it's complete propaganda too.
Well, and it's a good way to just throw you into the environment and the character's kind of learning what's going on as the audience is learning what's going on.
Well, because it's the news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
just
the
what's
news.
happening.
So
today,
it's
yeah.
a great way to do it. And then she's like, "No wonder you're having nightmares. You're always watching the news." And that fucking
Tracks.
That's true today, dude. Don't pay attention to the news. You won't have nightmares. And then we find out he wants to move to Mars.
Which, like, because the news was about like horrible things happening on Mars too. Like, and later we see Mars, and like Mars sucks.
Yeah,
like
it
why is anybody there?
I don't know, because it doesn't seem
good.
Yeah,
there's a lot
air
of there.
Fight. Yeah, there's not air. There's a lot of fighting. There's like alien shit. Like we don't really know what's going on.
Rumor, because I think the main reason they're there is to mine stuff to fight a war.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I was really confused by
Teridium
that
or whatever. I didn't write down exactly what it was. Teronium. But then they start kissing again. I'm like, dude, why are you kissing so much? Because we find out later that they've been married for 8 years.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'd be acting that way if you were married for 8 years.
He's got to just be dehydrated at this point. Yeah. It is nonstop.
But we find out that they just moved to this town.
Okay.
From where? I don't know.
Sure.
But this isn't Mars.
No. And he's never been to Mars.
And right before he's like, I got to go to work. Like he has to shut her down from having sex.
Yeah. Which just be late for work.
I got to go to work. He goes, I want to do something with my life. I want to be somebody. Well, guess what, Arnold? You were a governor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did a lot.
You did a lot.
You're Mr. Universe.
You're kind of like the biggest person in the world.
Up there.
Like, he's one of the big. Like, everybody knows Arnold.
As far as like recognizable, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows him. He's a household name. Even if you don't like action movies or anything, you know Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's true.
He's kind of like The Rock in that. Like, everybody knows The Rock.
Yeah, that's fair. I would put him on that level.
And I think Arnold just came out, like, maybe a few years ago, there was like a Netflix show with him in it.
Yeah.
I think, or something like that.
He does weird shit.
But I think he's getting close to his 80s.
Probably.
Which is
Looks
wild.
great.
Yeah. So he starts walking to work and he's walking through like the subway thing. And I loved this scene with the X-ray.
Yes.
That was so cool.
So great.
So like, I love like digital effects from the early 90s where it's just like, and it just shows skeletons.
Well, and it's like a long X-ray walkway. So you see like skeletons move.
Moving. Dude, it was so
that was
cool.
a big thing at one point where they kept showing us people's skeletons for some reason.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's science
great.
fiction,
I
dude.
don't know why. And it's probably not that hard to make.
And then I put his skeleton makes him seem just like he's one of us.
Right. And he's not.
So I put, is that the takeaway? That on the inside we're all the same?
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah. So Arnold is just like us.
Yeah. Technically, we could be Arnold.
But then he gets on the subway and there's another ad for Mars. Like Mars is being shoved down people's throats.
Yeah, but like
it doesn't seem good.
Right. Yeah. I'm very
It'd
confused
be
by
like
that.
if I turn on the news and like all the shit that's going on in the Middle East.
But they're like,
and then,
go there.
And then I'm like, oh, I want to go. I want to move there. That's no, I don't want to.
And not even like to help with anything. He just wants to go there.
Yeah, he just wants to live there.
He wants to just walk around the
wants
mountains
to
of Mars.
vacation
It's
there.
not anything. Yeah.
And then we find out about recall,
Yeah.
spelled REK, which is I don't know why they
Sure,
did that.
yep.
And it's their tagline is the memory of a lifetime.
Because so what what recall does is they implant memories of a vacation, and
So you don't have to go on the vacation.
which like I don't know if I would want to do
Well,
it.
I mean, like if it's real memories, then it feels like you actually did it.
Because also like
and you don't have to go anywhere.
because like when something's happening. Yeah, like you do have the emotion of while it's happening, but then also you do just have a memory.
Then it's
after
just the
that.
memories.
So like you miss out on that initial thing, and because also,
but also photographs. And
they said they offer photographs.
oh, okay. So then they would like AI generate.
Yep.
So then it would help you remember.
They said that they offer photographs and letters and I think something else.
Dude, that would. I'm intrigued by it, but also
Well, because also like, if we did that, would we be allowed to tell like podcast stories? Because that's all we do is tell memories here.
oh fuck.
So what is the fucking difference?
yeah. So then we'd be telling memories that aren't real, but we
But,
think
like,
they're real.
I don't
But
know.
then we're telling stories to people and they're listening to it.
And then like people will know that you were on recall, but also like,
But if everyone's on it,
and also a great vacation can change your perspective on life.
yeah, that's true.
Like
you come back.
I mean,
a
I
new
came back
person.
from my last vacation and I've been acting differently, trying to keep like that energy going.
Yeah,
like
when I went to Michigan, I was like, man, I want to be outside more. I want to like you kind of just be like, I want to keep.
it's a good way to set a new standard.
Yeah, and
it's
a good way to reset,
It's a
too.
good bookend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, so like, if you could just sit down at this place for like, I don't even know if it takes long.
Yeah, I don't know. And then this is a 2-week vacation. That's a long vacation. 2
Yeah.
weeks. I mean, I get you're going to Mars.
It's
so
$899 to credits. Yeah,
credits.
And I didn't see the cost of anything else, so I don't know if that's expensive or not.
I don't know either. I think like the taxi fare was like 15 credits.
Okay, so not that expensive then.
So yeah,
Pretty. I mean, like
I'm guessing it's similar to like let's just say dollars. So taxi would be 15, but then $900 for 2 a week.
that's cheaper than a
That's cheaper than going on vacation, probably.
yeah. And like, because
That's
like,
so weird. Like I don't know if I would do it,
because also like
especially
when you
based on
see
what
the
happens here.
memories, it's still you living them out.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
still your decisions. So like, could you and I go on a recall together?
Oh yeah, because when you go, you have memories with other people.
Because then in like at that point, we're basically just living in our mind for 2 weeks doing shit, which doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. I don't know how it works exactly.
Yeah, but
But it is weird because we get into it later. I mean, we'll talk about it when we get there. But like, then you can have a memory that's not yours.
yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's weird. But then he gets to work and he's a construction worker, which based on the short story that this movie's based on, this guy just works in an office job.
Okay.
So I don't know why they made him a construction worker, probably because it's Arnold and it's more believable.
Ooh, and then I did watch a little bit of the new one. Came out like 5 or 10 years ago, probably.
Oh yeah, the new one came out, like the remake.
Yeah.
So with Colin Farrell.
Yep.
Yeah, that came out in 2012.
Okay, because I watched like the first like 40 minutes of that.
I was
maybe.
curious about that.
And that one he helps build robots.
Okay,
But
so it's
he
more.
lives in like a slum area, and also in that world, only England and Australia exist, and you have to take a train through the core of the planet between
Whoa.
them. It was a pretty cool world.
But it's the same plot though, kind of.
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't get to that
But
point.
then I think there's other ones too.
don't
Like
know.
there's like a Total Recall, like because I think there was one like 2019 or something. There was like a sequel.
I don't know.
I don't know exactly. I've only seen this is my first time ever seeing
Sure,
this.
yeah.
I didn't even know about it. But I am like I like Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
But this movie was so good. I don't know if I would want to watch the remake.
It was less weird. It was more like mid 2000s action movie.
Oh, okay.
So it was like,
okay,
yeah.
so probably not as good.
And also instead of Sharon Stone, it was Kate Beckinsale,
Okay.
who is also I think one of the hottest people to
Yeah,
exist too.
makes sense.
Yeah. And Jessica Biel was the other girl. I was like, I'm not leaving Kate Beckinsale for Jessica Biel.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, no
I mean, I
matter
didn't
what.
know the other girl in this, but she was hot too.
Yeah, but I'm not leaving Sharon Stone for anybody.
Well, maybe if she acted like this in the movie, I would.
Fair.
But he's a construction worker. He's working that jackhammer, and I was like, man, you're jacked, Hammer. So he's talking about recall with his employees, like with his coworker. Like he's literally jackhammering, and then he just goes, "Hey, what do you know about recall?" Just stops jackhammering.
And apparently it's lobotomized somebody before.
Yeah, he like killed him, and the construction worker said, "Don't fuck with your brain, pal. It ain't worth it."
I also get that.
I totally get that.
But also I'm just like, that's what I liked about this world too, is I get it. I get every side of it.
I'm fascinated by it. I'm intrigued by it, but also like, yeah, you could get fucked up
Yeah.
easily.
also,
and
like-
also I've seen it, like this reminded me a lot of Black Mirror.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, a lot of where I'm just like, dude, you don't know, like your brain, it's weird, dude, because we don't even understand our brains fully.
No.
That's like another weird thing. Like I don't understand it, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have no proof that anything happened yesterday. All we know is that we woke up today with memories.
Oh yeah, and we think we did it.
Yeah. And we think that we've done this before, but like, who fucking knows?
Yeah, we could be fucking in a recall right
Yep.
now, dude. We don't know.
That's simulation theory.
So then he's walking somewhere after work, I guess.
Yeah.
And I put, oh shit, he's gonna do it. He
He's
just
just going for it.
decided he's gonna do it. But I do like this. So in the when we get to the offices of recall, we see the
receptionist.
The receptionist. I love her fingernails.
Where she's clicking and it's on the nails with like a little pen and it's changing the colors.
It changes them immediately, and that effect was so badass.
I love weird like tech.
Like they didn't even have to. That had nothing to do with the movie, but I love that they
Yeah.
showed that.
And like
that's
such a
futuristic.
simple thing, yeah.
Dude, it was like such a cool effect. And then welcome to recall. And the doctor is like so chipper and happy.
Yeah.
And I was like, he seems like a fucking used car salesman. Like
That's
it was
fair.
like,
Well, and also like I couldn't tell like with like the offices didn't look bad, but also like I don't know.
they seemed basic, but also like how long has recall been around?
Yes,
Is it
and-
like a startup?
and
or
like
is it,
are we in a good city right now? I can't tell.
yeah, I don't know because it just seemed like a big city
Right.
and like working class city because there was a lot of people in subway, but it didn't seem like it was a slum.
Right, yeah. And like so I didn't know how legit this was supposed to feel.
Yeah, I don't know either. But then he's like, Arnold says, I want to go to Mars. And the doctor is like, no.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And he goes, how about Saturn?
Yeah, but also they offered a Mars package too.
I know,
was
that's what
very
we
confused
saw
with
on
it.
that thing.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to me. Like, I was like, why What's wrong with going to Mars, especially because it's a fake memory?
Because also, yeah, one of the I think was just like hiking the Red Mountains of Mars. And he's like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And the guy's like,
Yeah, he's
sure.
like, you want to go to Saturn instead?
I'm like, why would Saturn be any better? What the fuck is in Saturn? Saturn's even like further away from the sun than Mars.
I don't
think,
know, dude.
right?
But then the doctor goes, "You're the boss. Mars it is."
Okay, don't.
Well, yeah, you're the one paying for it.
Yeah,
you
don't
should.
sell. I came with an idea. Let me
I want to go to Mars.
let me sit in this chair for 15 minutes and just get my idea, and I'll give you money. And then shut the fuck up.
When he was in the doctor's office, I was like, man, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew something's gonna go bad.
Right, because you know the plot at all. I knew the general plot.
See, I went into this movie not knowing anything.
That's so fun.
Which was fun, dude.
I told Izzy nothing, too.
Yeah, because I was like, I knew about like the triple titty lady.
Yep.
And then I knew like it's maybe AI, maybe space, but I was like, how the fuck? I didn't know anything about it.
Sure.
So I'm learning as we go, which is the fun way to do it, dude. And then another quote from the doctor in the thing is, your brain will not know the difference, and that is guaranteed, or your money back. That's terrifying.
Also, how do you prove that for your money back?
Yeah, your brain will not know the difference between this fake memory and a real memory. That's so like scary to me. But also that makes it worth it, I think, if you want to do something like this.
Yes. My question is, do they make you forget you went to recall?
Ooh.
Because like,
I mean, they do that. They make him forget that. Or that's what
Kind of.
That's what he said. He tells them to do that.
yeah, and like that whole thing's a mess. Like, who knows what actually was said there, though?
Yeah, because they kind of just skip over it.
Well, also, you're not sure what's real.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
After this point.
Yeah, because at this point, they say it's 899 credits for a 2-week package.
Yep.
This includes several locations, a fancy San hotel, and the Venus district, which is basically
Venusville?
Yeah, Venusville, which
Venusville.
is like the red light district, like a bunch of like sex workers and like partying places.
Yeah, it just seemed like a bunch of chaos.
Yeah, but also like when we were there, it seemed very nice.
Yeah.
Like it was well lit, everything looked taken care of.
But I mean, just a lot of prostitutes walking around.
But also like, I don't know, Amsterdam's great, and there's a red light district there.
Yeah, I've never been there, so I wonder what that would be like.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it's like set in a space and it's not just random, when it's allowed in an area, then it's way better.
Yeah, because then it's controlled.
Yes.
It's monitored. Everything is perfect when you travel with recall. That's like what they say, and it's
Which like vacations can get ruined by shit.
Yeah,
pretty
that's what the
fucking
doctor was trying to
easily.
be like. You know, travel sucks, and like all this sucks, so you can do it with. But also sometimes when things don't go the way you want them to do, sometimes it's a funny memory.
Well, like, could I ask for like funny anecdotes?
Yeah, or is it like I don't want everything to be perfect, but
Yeah.
also I've never had a perfect vacation, so maybe that would be wonderful.
Maybe, yeah. But
I don't know, dude.
Then for another 300 credits, he offers the ego trip.
Which fucking sounds terrible. Why you got to call it that?
Yeah, because
You take a vacation from yourself.
Yeah, you take a vacation as a different character, basically, and the characters offered were millionaire playboy, a famous sports athlete, a industrial tycoon, or a secret agent. Which that sounds like, unless you're doing millionaire playboy, which then after the vacation, your life sucks.
Yeah, you'd be ruined.
But everything else, like famous sports, I don't want to have to like know that shit. Industrial tycoon, do I then get like? Can I think like an industrial tycoon while I'm there?
Yeah, but it's just
like,
for
am
2
I now
weeks.
smarter? Like, do I have like a bachelor's degree in that shit?
But then also when you come back, do you still? Yeah.
Like, is it in you?
Yeah,
Like,
what
can
the-
I remember that? Like, can I get a college degree through this program? Is what
Maybe.
I'm really asking.
I want to be an industrial tycoon.
Or secret agent? No. Then I will question everything for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah, but it's only $300 for each of like one of the. Like, I feel like they should be different tiers. Like a famous sports, maybe that's $300. Secret agent seems like a deluxe package.
Yeah,
because that's
you're-
throwing you into chaos.
You're gonna start murdering people.
Yeah, that throws you into like, okay, this is like really weird.
Yeah. But he
So,
signs on.
He signs on, and what's wild is I was like, he's doing this without telling his wife.
I don't think you're gone for long.
Yeah, but like he's gonna come back from a 2-week vacation
As
in
a
his mind
secret agent.
as a secret agent
With
without
a-
his wife knowing.
With a planned woman. Because I forgot to
Yes.
write the statistics or the stuff for the women, but it was like you could build her shape.
I wrote it down.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would.
So we find out he's been married to his wife for 8 years.
Yep.
So that doesn't explain how the movie starts.
Yep.
Because they would not be acting that way. But maybe later that's why she's acting that way.
Well,
which
and-
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But we learn about Arnold's perfect woman, which we learned about last month's Kevin Bacon's perfect woman.
Oh, true.
So I put, of course, it's different than his wife. Brunette, athletic, sleazy, and demure. I don't know how to say that
Demure?
word. Demure, which means reserved, modest, or shy. I didn't know what that means, which is weird because it's like
She wasn't.
she wasn't.
Also, how you can be sleazy.
And I don't know how she was sleazy, but she was brunette and
She was pretty sleazy.
yeah, that's true. But she was brunette and athletic-ish.
Yeah.
and
No,
I
she was
get
super athletic.
I guess athletic because
Yeah.
it's Arnold.
Yeah, that's true. But also, like, his wife would be Kevin Bacon's perfect woman.
Yeah, legs that go all the way up,
Blonde hair, big boobs.
big boobs,
Great I can't remember the exact word.
green eyes, maybe. Oh, world class breasts.
Yeah, that's what it
Yes.
was.
Yeah, because later on, coming up in a scene, she's wearing like that 80s yoga outfit.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
I love that attire. But then I put bye bye Arnold, time for Dreamland. So he sits in this chair.
Gets injected in the neck.
They fucking shoot him.
Which I don't know what that was about.
Like, dude, if you're a doctor's office, it'd be like an IV or something. No, they just literally chink.
But also, you still have those electrodes by your head.
Yeah, which is weird, dude. So then he starts fading.
Yep.
And they're like talking to him and all this stuff. And then the doctor's like trying to sell a package to a different person.
Yeah.
And alert, we need your help.
And then, like, I like that all the telephones are just FaceTime.
Which is hilarious.
As if that's the best way to speak. Like, I don't always want to have to look at you.
I know, but it's also weird is you call and your face is visible and you don't have to answer.
Yep.
Like you can just see
You're
them.
just there, yeah.
Which I think kind of is what FaceTime is. You can see people's
Yeah, I
faces,
don't know.
which is weird. But then we find out
Well,
Arnold.
just- side note on FaceTime, I fucking hate that because I don't use FaceTime. I don't have an
Yeah,
iPhone.
'cause you don't have an iPhone.
But also, like, Izzy, like, when we, like, shower or something, she puts her phone up, like, by the window, like, where it's leaning against it for whatever reason. At one point, I was getting in the shower and then her dad started FaceTime calling her. And so, like, he didn't see this, but I saw this just in the video of it, me naked, full body. I'm just like, why
because
is
you
this an option?
Yeah,
Like,
and you can see what it's going to be before you answer.
exactly.
And you're like,
It's
can you
just-
see this right now?
I know. I was like, I hate this so much.
Just answer.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, you want to speak to your daughter?
She's in the shower.
And I'm about to join her.
Yeah, but it was just like full, like, and just not. I did not look good.
Well, it's
Back
because
to-
yeah, that little walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little naked walk. But we find out Arnold gets
He's
qualified as a schizoid embolism.
you just hear in the other room. Just,
He's like freaking out.
I love his voice so much.
So then we find out he's awake.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's a secret agent.
And then they just blew his cover or something
And
like that.
something about a memory cap.
Yeah.
Like his memory capped out, so that's why he woke up and he's freaking out because it's like a secret agent, but like that's like what he signed up to do. And then the doctor calls the nurse a dumb bitch.
Does he?
Yes, dude. He goes, "You're a dumb bitch. We haven't even implanted him yet," or something like that. Like,
Right, because he claims that the secret agent part hasn't been injected
yeah.
yet.
So like they just like knocked him out and they haven't put the secret agent
Yeah.
stuff in yet.
But like immediately, we don't know the process, so we don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
because it's from here on out in the whole movie is you're not sure if he's in Total Recall or
Which
not.
is wild to
Which
me.
I think that's really fun.
I love movies like this, like mindfuckery movies,
Yeah, 'cause
where it's like you don't know what's real or not.
My stance just from here is I do think he's in Recall.
It's tough because that's how the movie ends. It ends on a cliffhanger. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert. But I just like that the doctor legit goes,
dumb
"You
bitch."
dumb bitch."
Well, and
Because this
also-
movie is rated R, so they cuss a lot.
Oh, also the new one, PG-13, so immediately lame.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucked.
I think so at
That
least.
sucks.
Maybe not. But also, they're starting to trank him. I counted 8 tranquilizer shots.
Jesus, so what?
They're just pumping him into
Yeah,
his
they're
leg.
shooting him again.
Like, he just- over and over.
And then I wrote down a quote: "Someone erased his memory," and I was like, "What the?" So like he's completely erased now?
Yeah,
Or
I
like,
don't know. That was never clear.
Like I'm so confused, dude. And then I just went, "Fuck, he's ruined, dude."
His life is over.
Yeah, because then he just wakes up in a taxi.
Yep.
And he doesn't remember going to recall. He doesn't. And I'm like, my notes are like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, who carried him there?
Yeah. Where are they taking him?
Is this where he wakes up in the Johnny Cab?
Yeah, the Johnny Cab, which is awesome.
Love Johnny Cabs. So Johnny Cabs are a self-driving cab, but it's got a little robot dude whose head turns around and he's not like unsettling. He's extremely unsettling.
He's extremely
yeah.
unsettling, and he talks to you.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of like Star Wars, like kind of they're like taxi
Sure,
services
yeah.
a little bit, but this is like a full head that goes, "Where are you headed?"
Yeah, and he's got like a weird demeanor to him. Like he's supposed
kinda
to be
like,
friendly.
He's kind of like chippy for some
Yeah.
reason, but it's a robot, dude. So then he's going home, I guess, or going back to the subway or something.
Yeah.
And then he runs into his old coworker that told him to not do it because
Yeah.
he'd get lobotomized. And then he's like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets these poor people coming out of nowhere and like capture him with guns. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And then Arnold goes straight to murdering, like snapping necks,
Dude,
easy headshots, no issue.
I loved it because I was like, I don't know if this is going to be an action movie because again, I didn't know anything about it. But seeing Arnold fight, badass. I just love it because it's 4 against 1 and he just demolishes them. Doesn't even get injured.
Because also like action movies that aren't like new are so interesting because it's a lot of like he hits this guy once, he hits this, and like it's just a big hit and then the guy goes down. Where nowadays it's all like so fucking close and coordinated.
They do a lot of fast cuts and new ones.
Yeah,
but this one is like. Yeah, boom. But then he fucking shoots him with a gun.
And then, he like pulls up on that dude's neck. I love that neck break.
And like you can hear bones.
Yeah.
Like the sound effects are like.
And he's getting covered in blood and like blood sprays from the gunshots and stuff.
Which is, and then he walks away and then the gun he used to kill him, he just drops on the dead body and walks away. And then like the camera pans up and people are just going about their normal business.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. So it's like, is this like a shitty area?
I don't know. I cannot tell.
Like does murder happen here often? I don't know, but then we cut to their home.
Lori's
practicing tennis.
Virtual tennis.
With a hologram, which is like so cool, but she's wearing like that 80s workout outfit, which is hot as hell.
Yeah, I do love that.
And Arnold comes in fucking paranoid. They're after me.
And she's very calm. She's like very unreactive. I don't know, does she work?
I don't know. She was working out.
Yeah, and like, because he's just a construction place, and like, it seems like they have a nice apartment.
Yeah, they seem like she must do something. Maybe she works from home.
Maybe.
But maybe she's a trophy wife.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know because everything's in his head, or is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know. I don't know what side I want to be on. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, do I want him to be a construction worker, or do I want him to be a secret agent? Because he's like cool.
Well, either way, he found himself.
Yeah, either way, dude. But recall ruined him. And like she's like, oh, it's all in your head. But then he goes, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And he shows like his bloody hands.
She's like, Jesus.
And then she goes, I'm gonna call the doctor. But it's not the doctor.
No.
And then he comes out and someone's shooting at him. It's Lori. What?
Yep.
Dude, that's another thing. I was like, what the fuck happened?
No questions.
They were just kissing.
Yep.
This morning, having sex, and now you're shooting him.
Yep. And then Lori attacks, and then they get in a fist fight. She hits him in the nuts twice.
She kicks him in the nuts and then slices his stomach with a knife.
Yeah, and cuts his arm too, I think. Yeah,
dude, just like, Jesus, where did she learn how to fight?
Well, we learned that she was his handler.
Yeah, she's a secret agent. So now we're learning a lot about what's going on. So I put, what the fuck, dude?
We really don't know, though. Because she claims that he was a secret agent. Or I guess, does she explain this?
So we find out that the wedding was implanted in his brain.
And they've only been together for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
like, right?
but it's made to think that they've been married for 8 years.
Yeah.
And the agency has set it up, and his construction job is not real. They just do it.
Because his coworker was also a handler.
Yeah, so that's why he died and got attacked. But I just went like, is this real or is it? I was like so confused. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I think that's the whole point. You're supposed to be confused.
Yeah.
Because Arnold's confused.
But like also, at this point, she admits that she loved fucking him. And she even offers to fuck him again.
Yeah, she's like, do it like, and like tie her up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and I didn't realize you were kinky.
she was wearing straps, and the way she rolls the straps
Twists them and holds them
into a fucking handcuff, that was hot.
I was like, jeez. Yeah, that moment caught me too. It was like, oh. And he was like, I didn't realize you were kinky.
Yeah, the way Arnold talks is so funny.
And then he just punches her in the face.
Well, she says it to his face. She goes, sorry, Quaid, your whole life is just a dream. Dude, that would fuck me up. I'd be like so confused. Okay, yeah. So,
and then he punches her. Yeah, I think he's like, I won't kill you. And then just
punches her right in the face and she drops.
Yep.
And now they're chasing him. And we find out that he has like a chip inside of him.
Yes,
so he's
in
being
his skull.
He's being hunted down by these people. That's not the doctor, but she said it was the doctor.
But as he escapes, we get not our main villain, but our number 2 villain.
Yeah, the
who
number 2
just
guy.
straight up tongue kisses. What's her name?
Lori.
Yeah, Lori.
Yeah.
Sharon, so like it turns out they're together, but this guy's not attractive.
Yeah. Dude, this guy's voice reminded me of Jack Nicholson. His voice had
everything about him was very Jack Nicholson.
He didn't look like Jack. If this was Jack Nicholson, it would be badass.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It wasn't.
This guy's a really good actor too, though.
Yeah,
he's also in
I think this was the Ironstone guy. I think that's
Michael Ironside. Yeah, he's a villain in a lot of things. He's also in Starship Troopers.
Okay,
He's
I've
the
never
teacher.
seen that either.
That's a good fucking. That would be
Okay.
a good movie of the month too.
Add it to the list.
I bet it's in the 90s too.
Yeah, that's another space
Yeah,
sci-fi movie.
that one's so good. Yeah, but yeah, they aggressively kiss, which then we learn. I don't know if they're married or just together, but he put her on this assignment to fuck Schwarzenegger.
To fuck Schwarzenegger.
Like,
and there's a comment later about it, which
oh,
is
there
which
is like,
is, which is so
seems
funny.
like she missed him. Like this guy is just a self-employed cuck at this point.
So then he's running away from these people, and he goes back to the subway through. I love like all of, like the things they introduce and then reuse.
Yeah.
So like he goes back through the X-ray thing,
Yep.
and you just see the gun on his skeleton body, and they like surround him. And guess
like,
what he does? He jumps through the glass,
Yeah.
which is I loved it.
I was hoping we'd get a little bit of action.
In the X-ray,
Yeah.
that would have been like
Or, like-
bullets or something.
Or hand to hand, or like you see like someone's literally like skull pop out the other
dude, that would have
side.
been so sick.
They could have really used.
I wonder
that.
if maybe that could have been something they do in like the remake or something if they have the
Yeah,
X-ray
maybe.
machines.
I don't know. I'd make
Yeah,
it
that would have
far.
been so cool.
Or
Like
if you see him like break someone's bone,
break a
that'd
bone.
be fucking sick.
Because that'd be an easy way to do a fight scene because it's all like digital.
Yeah.
You know, that would be really cool. But they didn't do that.
Mischamp.
But
I
they-
also noticed here because we see a lot of the cars.
Yeah.
They're all Cybertrucks, basically.
Yeah, they are.
They're
Because it's all. This is like I can't remember what year this takes place. Like 2084 or something like that. It takes
I didn't
place
pay
in
attention, yeah.
It doesn't say it in the movie, but like when I was reading like the IMDb, I think that's when this civilization takes place.
Okay.
Like so, it's far in the future, you know.
Because like here he's getting chased and shot at. I love the moment he's going up an escalator.
He's going up an escalator, dude.
And then the guy in front of him gets shot, and then so he just grabs the stranger who got
He's
shot
using this as a shield.
for a long time, and
Dude,
he
and this guy is covered in bullet
destroyed.
holes.
Doesn't he end up throwing him too?
Yeah, because he's getting chased by both sides, so he takes a ton of bullets, turns, and then he throws the guy on top of the second villain.
Yeah.
because he's chasing him, which is wild. So his name is Richter. That's what his name is. That second villain guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the human shield guy.
No,
was
I
like,
didn't know.
why the fuck?
I didn't look that up. Yeah, that's when we find out that Richter is actually dating / married to Lori.
Yep.
And that's when I realized that that he sounds like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
which is insane.
No, I've noticed that this entire time too.
So
yeah.
then they were.
and very much like Jack Nicholson in the Batman.
Yeah, 100% like Joker-esque.
The what's that? Jack Napier. Very that.
Yeah, where it's like he's obviously not the Joker,
Yeah.
but like that voice.
It's exactly like that. It's weird.
It was weird because like we first hear his voice early on before you see him. So
the
I was
call,
like,
yeah.
so I was like, is that Jack Nicholson? If he would have walked out, I'd been like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson and Arnold. I don't think they've ever done a movie together, but that would be sick.
They're both Batman villains. Mr. Freeze and Joker.
Yeah, but different directors, right?
Yeah, but same. It's supposed to be that continuation.
Okay,
kind
same
of,
universe. Yeah.
Kind of.
It is wild that Arnold was Mr. Freeze,
I love it.
but it's kind of awesome.
I love it.
Okay, but then they're in the car talking to the main boss.
Yes.
And I love this moment where they say the name of the movie.
Total Recall. He's
He goes-
experiencing Total Recall.
Yeah, in an hour he could have total recall. So yeah, I literally went, and they said it. But like,
Also-
what does that mean? Like he's gonna get all of his memories back,
I think
or
so.
he's gonna like collapse within
In
himself?
an hour? This takes place over the next few days.
Yeah, this
and
takes-
he never gets Total Recall either. So I don't know what they're going at. Yeah.
But we find out like the main boss wants this guy alive because
Yeah.
there's like a memory inside of his brain that he wants. So and then he also so they can reimplant him.
Yeah, they're just going to do it again.
So to put him back in this,
I think so. I think Sharon Stone would argue.
But then we find out that Arnold, according to this, we don't know.
Yeah.
But Arnold used to be on Mars and worked, and then they
discovered something and then switched sides.
and then switched sides, and then they implanted him and put him into this world so he'd be a normal person.
Because this is where we get the phone call. So Arnold is now hiding in like a hotel kind of thing.
Yeah, but we're finding out that these nightmares
Are
are memories. That's
Yes.
why they're so recurring
Yes.
and so realistic.
Yes.
But also, are they? I don't know. But he gets a hotel room, dude.
Yeah. Good for him.
And we find out the bug is in his head.
Yeah, because he gets a phone call immediately when he gets his hotel room.
Like
And
literally as soon as he walks in,
Yeah.
the phone starts ringing.
so yeah, and then there's a guy outside who's. I like that they still have what phone booths,
Yeah.
but now they're FaceTime phone booths.
But it's futuristic.
Yeah.
So then he goes, "Can you see me? I'm right outside." And, he
like-
looks out the window and he's right there.
But also, like, can you see me? Yeah, it's a FaceTime.
Yeah, it's a FaceTime.
I'm looking at you.
But he tells him to wrap a towel around his head because that will disrupt the chip. I guess But he looks so wild
Yeah,
with a
it's now
towel
it's
wrap.
art. Yeah, like
It's Arnold like kind of dressed like an Indian person. Like
It's also like, imagine not recognizing Arnold Schwarzenegger immediately.
You'd be like, wait a second.
Because he runs out and then gets spotted immediately because they're like, oh, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
With a
just
towel.
with a towel on his head.
So we find out like this guy is like his old buddy from Mars that he used
Yeah.
to work with. And
Who never comes up again, I
but
don't think.
he's like, I'm supposed to give you this briefcase that you gave to me and I'm supposed to save you.
Yeah.
So then he goes down to get this briefcase, and as he's grabbing it, some old lady tries taking it. And this is so funny.
Like,
because he's like, no, it's mine. And then he takes it, and the lady says to Arnold,
Yeah.
fuck you, you asshole.
yeah, like it's so like I don't know why they did that, but I loved it.
And then my favorite part after the scene, as soon as she says, fuck you, you asshole, Arnold's running away. He turns and bows.
Yeah.
Why does he bow? at
While
her?
wearing a towel on his
Yeah,
head.
like,
So
what?
that was a moment where I'm just like, nah, I
why
don't
did-
need to do that.
Why'd you bow? Like it was.
Yeah, 'cause, like he turns around and like
What? But then he jumps into Johnny Cab again, and he's like, "Drive, get out of here, get out of here!" And
and
of
the Johnny
course,
Cab's like, where? And he's like, go.
yeah,
And
of
then-
course they don't know what that means because they need addresses.
yeah, he
and
just needs to say
it's
us.
an AI.
Yeah.
So then he fucking breaks it.
He rips it out, and then there's just a handle underneath. I
yeah,
guess
so there's like to drive the car is a joystick, one singular
just
joystick.
forward, which might work. I don't know.
It might work, I guess. But he gets away safety and gets away safe, and then the Johnny Cab is broken in the back, but it's still tugging, and he goes, "That'd be 18 credits, please."
All right, so
And then he says that, and then Arnold looks back at him and goes, "Sue me, dickhead."
yeah, what are we doing here?
They cuss so much this movie, and I kind of like
No,
it.
it was great because then he gets out of the Johnny Cab, and for some reason the Johnny Cab takes off and crashes and blows up. Like that, and the old lady trying to get the briefcase. It's like, what are we
Why
doing?
did we do this? Like, why did we need to do this? It drives through a wall and blows up. So now we're in like an old warehouse, and he's
Yep.
going through his briefcase because he's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Because he's a secret agent. You know, he paid $300 for this, and then we find out there's two of him,
Yeah. Well,
but it's a hologram.
oh right, that moment. Yeah, where he picks up a watch.
And he hits a button, and then he's like,
him,
"Oh,
and he
it's him!"
shoots at him,
But
and
it's
it-
so cool how it mimics his movement
But
too.
it's like
mirrored.
Oh, true mirror,
Which
where,
is
like,
so
yeah.
badass. Which is, I'm like, oh, that's sick. And then I forgot about it, and then they bring it back,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Because now he opens up the briefcase and it's a video of himself talking to him about his past. But also there's this scene where he's eating candy and he just throws one at a rat.
Yeah, he's eating chocolate, which
Yep.
I doubt Arnold does.
But he's just snacking, I guess.
He's snacking, watching himself talk. We
with
find
a
out
pile of rats sitting in front of
Oh,
him.
he's in an old warehouse.
No, but like he's eating with the rats and he just tosses candy at him for some reason.
to feed him.
Yeah.
But we find out the Arnold on the screen is named Hauser.
Yes.
And that's the guy who used to work for Mars.
The
and he's
real
like,
Arnold.
And he's like, oh, if you're watching this, this is what's happened, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. And he goes, you are not you. You are me. And Arnold, like, he says this like he's mind blown. He goes, no shit. Like, it's like, I do like when it's like the same person,
Yeah.
but like
playing
different.
two
Playing
characters,
two characters.
but both are just Arnold Schwarzenegger, so there's only so much range.
Yeah, 'cause he's not-
No matter what, it's still just Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I will say, like, Arnold's not the, like, but he was really good in this.
He's not a bad actor. It's just, well, he's from Austria.
Yeah.
So it's because that was something Izzy said. It's like, he's not a himbo, but you just kind of feel like he is at
Yeah.
all times.
He's got a very heavy accent. But like all the other movies that I know him from, it works out that he can't speak well, like Terminator.
Yeah.
That's perfect. He's
Yeah.
he's a robot. But like this, it wasn't distracting.
No.
Like I was like, oh, he's doing great in this. And like True Lies,
Yes.
that's another
God,
one
yeah,
that's
True Lies is so fucking good.
incredible.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis. But then they found him because they were able to track him. But he was watching the video,
Yeah.
and he's like, there's an extraction device to pull this chip out, which this is disgusting.
Incredible scene. It's a tube with a little grabber on the end, and when you hear the crunch, you know you're in the right spot.
So but he puts it up his nose, and then this thing goes up, and I love like the close up because it's a puppet for sure,
Yeah.
or like practical effect, and this scene reminded me of a lot of like the Terminator scene when he's cutting
When
into,
it's the face head or the fake face,
where he's
yeah.
cutting into his eye,
and his hair's burnt. And
where it, like you can tell it's off, but I love that it's practical.
Yeah,
like
and,
I
like-
just like practical effects.
me too. And it's like his nose is giant now because and he pulls out this giant
And you see
fucking
like his
ball out.
teeth, like, and it's just him voicing over it. But he pulls out this, dude, it's like a bigger than a golf ball sized chip out of his nose canal.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
That used to be in his skull. And then what's he do with it? He puts it in a piece of candy and throws it at a rat. So I'm like, all right, I guess that's why he was throwing candy at rats, to set that up.
Yeah, but also he didn't know the chip was in there, and he didn't know he was going to pull the chip out. But then I put that's a smart move, Arnold, to feed it to the mice. So the scientists come, and dude, these guys are so dumb.
Well, because immediately they're like, he's over there, and they just open fire into a wall.
Into a wall, and then they see it move, and over there. They do it like 3 times. It's like, there's not a person there. Why are you shooting?
Down.
Why are you shooting?
Also, he asked you to bring him back alive.
Yeah.
Like, you immediately just open fire.
Get your ass to Mars is the quote I wrote down. And then it cuts to a rocket going to Mars.
But before that, they do find out that a rat ate it, and then they shoot the rat.
Yeah, he shoots the rat.
We get that scene.
But also, how did a rat eat it when
I don't
it was
know,
so big?
Because also that would kill a rat once it's inside of it, too.
Well, the rat died anyway.
Yeah, they put it out of its misery, really.
But then the rocket ship goes to Mars. And again, at this point, I'm really confused.
Well, because I didn't realize we're in Mars now. We're at the Mars airport.
Yeah, it's the airport.
We jump cut to we're in Mars.
But what the fuck is happening?
Yep.
And there's like a lady going through customs, and she keeps saying like 2 weeks.
Yep.
Like, so I was like, oh, this is another person on a recall trip. So like we're seeing what she's seeing, but
Sure.
she's malfunctioning. I was kind of confused by that.
So also, I paused it at this point because he had to go grab something, and this lady was just credited fat lady.
Oh, dude, yeah, because I watched it on Amazon. I rented it.
Yep.
So when you paused, it said who was in the scenes. That was really cool.
And it was just fat lady.
It just said fat lady.
Yep.
That sucks,
Yeah,
dude.
and she's like, yeah, they're asking her questions about her stay, and she keeps saying 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2, and then like her face starts getting weird.
And she starts like pulling at her mouth. And I'm
But
like,
the weird part is, then her body starts getting weird, and like she's fucking with herself, and then the bad guys are running around at this point, and they like,
they're about to leave the airport,
Yeah,
and then
and
he
then
goes,
he-
wait a second, that's Arnold.
yeah,
No, it's not. I didn't even know it was.
and then like the head opens up
Yeah, it
above
goes-
it. And then like it's still a full head above him, and now it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger, which also begs the question: why was his body freaking out? He could have just ran.
And also, yeah, why was it malfunctioning? And also, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
They never addressed that again. How did he get that disguise?
No, and because then what he does is he tosses the head to the villains, and then the head explodes.
And then the head's a bomb. Which, awesome.
Yeah.
Freaking cool. But
Yeah.
what? And I was like, dude, if you're going to do a disguise that's that well, do that the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And, like, where did you
Find
get
another one.
Where
Yeah.
did you get that? That's awesome. But then it blows up, and it blows a hole in like the airport. So then
I love a good airlock scene.
it's an
so
airlock
much.
scene. It's basically like an airplane, when it sucks people through.
Yeah.
But because they're on Mars, there's not air.
Yeah.
And just people are fucking getting sucked in. They do that so many times in movies, but I love it.
I love an airlock scene.
I love it,
always.
dude.
Like,
Because people are just holding on.
like there's even some in like Star Wars and shit.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they're
there is, yeah.
always great.
Yeah, because they're in space. Yeah, it's so fun. But he's holding on to just a pole.
Yep.
And he's just like, that's a good Arnold. Dude.
I've been practicing.
But then he's able to escape because they do like an automatic shutdown, which seals the building.
Which I did like this, where then they try to chase him. They're like, open this door. He's like, I can't. Every door's, if I open this, all
Yeah,
will
then we'll
open.
die.
Which that's a good reason.
Yeah, because so how did they get out?
Eventually, just like repair it. Yeah.
But then we find out he's like on the subway in Mars now.
Yep.
Subways are the thing, I guess. There's a pyramid mine
Yeah. Off in the distance.
off
yeah.
in the distance that has alien shit in it.
Nobody's sure yet, though.
But the guy that he's talking to, he's like, I used to work there and I saw alien shit and then I quit.
Oh, which is Arnold's backstory, apparently, too.
Yeah, so, but I don't get it. So we find out Mr. Copenhagen is like the main boss guy.
Yes. And
he's like
he
the guy that's in
basically
charge of
owns
Mars.
Yeah, that was not clear at all to me.
I think he's like the government, like the president of Mars, like the government.
so.
And
And
then
then-
there's rebels trying to fight him.
yeah, and the new one, I think it's Bryan Cranston.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I am curious because I like Colin Farrell. I like Bryan Cranston.
And I think Bill Nye's in it, too, and I love him.
Okay.
I don't know who he played.
Maybe
I
I'll.
get to him.
Maybe I watched
It's on Netflix.
I watched Tremors and then I went to watch all 4 of them.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go through a Total Recall thing this month.
Sure. But yeah, is this where we meet Benny?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
So like the second in command, Richter, is talking to the boss man.
Yes.
And boss man's freaking out because he's lost him multiple times,
Quaid.
And he goes, "Who told you to think? I don't give you enough information to think.
And I feel like it's not his fault.
You do what you're told, that's it." And then this is when they bring up Quado.
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 Yeah.
and they're trying to get the information that's in Arnold's head about Quado.
Because Quado is the leader of the rebellion, and no one has seen him.
Nobody knows who Quado is. And I had some theories in later scenes coming up that
I wish I didn't know who Quado was.
Oh, you
I
knew
knew
it?
who Quado was before I saw this movie this time. Because
of the practical effects of the puppetry or something.
well, this movie's played at work before, so I've seen bits of it. So I have seen who Quado is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if this is a movie that's played like an Up, Down, and shit.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, but then we find out Arnold goes to like a hotel and he checks in, and the guy goes, "Welcome back, Mr. Brubaker."
Oh, right.
So his name is like Brubaker, which is really weird because that's my step grandma's last name.
Oh.
So I think she's from Mars, which is weird.
Or maybe
what
it's
if like
implanted?
what if like I go to visit her and then like she goes 2 weeks, and it's Arnold and freak out, dude. But we find out there's a safety deposit box that he saved himself, and it's like this giant thing that they
How
pull out of the
lucky
wall.
that he stayed at that hotel again.
Yeah, how does he know where he's going? It's kind of, but in sci-fi movies, you kind of just got to embrace it.
I know.
There's
That's
a lot of
all
things.
movies, though. I forget how like convenient everything's
Convenient. Yeah, that's
also he's going to another planet and he finds the right hotel. That's insane. It's not even the right. He's not even planning on the city he's going to.
yeah, because you don't know, and Mars is massive.
I think.
I mean, that's one thing you got to think about when you're writing is like things can just happen.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to explain everything. So he pulls out this safety deposit box, and all it's in there is a crumpled up piece of paper for a sex worker building place.
A brothel.
A brothel. And then on the back it says, "For a good time, find Melina."
Which?
And but then he's like, "Did I write this myself?" So then he writes Melina. It's the exact same.
I like how they did that though.
Where he's like, "Oh yeah, I wrote this note."
But it's literally the exact same.
Which
Impressive.
I wouldn't be able to do
No.
it. It'd be close, but it wouldn't be the same. But then this is when we meet the freaking taxi driver.
Yeah. Well, because here also he goes outside and then there's just a terrorist attack immediately.
Immediately, because the rebels are attacking.
Mars is fucked. And then so he gets in a cab and it's fucking Benny.
Benny, I love this guy.
Benny's got 5 kids at home and he's stressed about it.
Yeah, he's stressed about it. And as soon as they're getting in the cab and like the explosions are happening, he goes, "Welcome to Mars, man."
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I'm used to this.
I love that kind of character.
So they're going to Last Resort, which is the place of the sex place, and it's in Venusville.
Which is the red light district basically of Mars.
Yeah, and it's filled with like sleaze bags and sex workers. And I do like how we're panning and seeing the scene, and then we just see a sign for Pepsi.
Yeah.
And now it's time for a sponsored ad.
There were a lot of sponsored ads
From Pepsi.
Oh, okay.
Are you on a distant planet?
Jesus Christ.
Is your throat dry from breathing air that you have to purchase? Well, nothing quite quenches your throat like an ice cold Pepsi.
Open your mind.
Now available on Mars.
Open your mouth. Enjoy some Pepsi.
Enjoy some Pepsi. Dude, Pepsi sucks.
Does it? I don't even know what it tastes like.
Give it a... I mean,
I don't think I've ever had a Pepsi.
really?
Because I know what Coke tastes like because I don't drink pop.
It's basically Coke, but Coke's way better.
Yeah, I could not even compare this to Coke.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's not horrible.
But it's just like, I do drink pop.
Sure.
But I'm like a Mountain Dew guy, which I guess is a Pepsi product.
That's true.
You know? So that was an ad from Pepsi because I do like product placement in this movie.
Yeah.
So then in this brothel in Venusville,
We meet mutants too. On
yeah,
the
they're
way.
mutant. People are like burned and disfigured, and the Benny calls them freaks.
Yeah, because like also they're all psychic.
Yeah, they all can, because like maybe their minds are so powerful or something.
Like they can see into the future and read auras and shit.
And
we
then
see
like
this little girl.
the little
mutant.
girl comes up and like, why is Arnold so friendly to her? And he
don't
like
know.
touches her face.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And gives her money.
Ah,
But then we find out that cheap domes have caused them to be mutants because of the air. So I think they were like couldn't breathe for a little bit, and then like they got disfigured.
Well, I
and
think
then
it's also like just like the sun and
this-
radiation and shit.
and
Because Mars doesn't have an atmosphere,
yeah, that's why they got to be in domes.
Yep.
For air.
so it's the main bad guy's fault that they're all mutants too.
Oh yeah, because he's doing it on
It
purpose.
seems like they enjoy it. I don't know.
I don't know. Mutants are.
Wow.
They're all. I don't know. That's their own subculture.
Yeah, because this is also where. What are they doing on Mars?
I don't know.
Because like people mine, but also the mines got closed down because of the alien shit. But like, what are all these people
And
doing?
then these are
here?
just all sex workers.
and like shop owners to feed the sex workers and the people who go to the sex work. Like, I don't understand why everyone's there.
There's a lot of people. People
Yeah.
are just hanging out on the street.
And we only see Venusville.
Yeah, but that's that, and then like an office building.
Yeah.
like that's And then a little bit of the hotel. That's where the safety deposit box is.
But now we get into the last resort, and this is where we see the most incredible moment of the movie.
Yep.
Triple titties.
Triple titties, which I was like, you had mentioned this before, and I was like, how is this going to come up? How is this going to...
A woman just flashes them.
Right next to him.
Yep.
You here for a good time?
Yep.
And I was like, whoa. And then I was also like...
They don't look good
Yeah,
at all.
Because they're obviously fake, like plastic mold.
And like they're just plastic. I'll say in the new one, it happens within like the first 20 minutes of the movie. Not even on Mars, on Earth, and then they look like real titties, and it's weirder.
Oh, so I wonder if it's too real, and then they put a third one digitally in the middle or something. But yeah, I get like when I saw 3 titties, I was like,
ooh,
2 is the perfect amount.
And well,
3
she says, "I'll make you wish you had 3 hands."
Three's too much.
I mean,
but then he's looking for Melina.
Melina, yes,
But they call her Mel because Mel is the girl from his dream.
apparently. Also, the girl from the computer screen when he describes his perfect girl.
So we don't know, but he was dreaming about her before.
Yeah,
He went to Replica. I'm saying Replica. That's the app. No, Recall. But she's a babe too, and she comes up
aggressive,
and she goes still bulging. I see.
Grabs his dick.
Well, grabs her arms at first, and then dick.
Yeah,
and then goes, "What have you been feeding this thing?" Arnold goes, "Blondes."
Yep, and then she goes, "Still hungry?"
Still hungry.
And
Jesus, why are people so like?
Sleazy.
She's a sex worker.
She's
I guess.
sleazy.
I guess
He
but like,
wanted sleazy.
but that's what his wife was like too.
I know.
And then I don't know if you're allowed to say midget anymore, but there's a midget stripper,
Little person,
a
yes.
little person in, like, which is weird.
And her name is Thumbelina.
Why did they gotta call her Thumbelina?
I don't know.
Like, give her like a normal name.
Yeah.
I was kind of thrown off by
But
that.
she's pretty great the entire movie.
And then she was going back. Melina and Arnold were going back in the room, and the little person was like, Thumbelina was like, "Well, if you need any help taking care of him, I'll." So it's like, you want to do a threesome?
But also, like, went on Mars. I don't fucking know.
Dude.
It's not like Thumbelina wasn't ugly.
No, yeah, she was very,
She was very cute.
very attractive. I mean, she was a sex worker, so you got to be, and she didn't have 3 tits, so that helps.
Does it?
I think you'd be into the 3 tits.
I currently am.
And he's like, I have that. It's my wallpaper on my phone.
I have a book about him out there.
Yeah, but not the one from the movie.
No, because that one's, I think, a real one. I don't know.
Oh, weird. But then they start talking because, like, apparently Arnold doesn't remember anything, but like she knows him, and then we find out that they used to be together.
She also sends so much mixed signals.
So
too.
many. She's like really into his penis, and then like
Mad
not.
at him for being married.
Yeah, and then we find out like he just wanted to get inside, and we're like, inside what? Her? I don't know.
Like,
they kept saying
like he was using her, but like it wasn't really clear what for. And also, they never say how long they were together.
Yeah, so and we don't know. We don't know, and also we don't know anything because it's fake.
Yeah,
or is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I will say I was intrigued the entire time.
Yes.
This movie is fantastic.
Hey, I love this movie.
But then it cuts back and Benny's just waiting for Arnold, fucking fondling 3 titties.
And this man has 5 kids.
Yeah,
Never said if he had a wife or not.
So he's having a great time. So then the scene break, and I'm like, I go, what is going on? Is he still in the chair at Recall?
Yeah.
And it's like Black Mirror shit. Like, he did pay to be a secret agent, but like now he is a secret agent. But like, is it real? But they say that he didn't actually get the chip in.
But like, we don't know the process.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Lori comes in, and she's a secret agent.
Yeah.
But then it's in his head. Yeah, because
this is before Lori comes back. So are you talking about when he's back at his hotel?
When he's back in his hotel,
and a man knocks on the door.
A man knocks
first,
on his door.
and he opens the door, and it is a doctor.
Yeah.
But not the doctor from Total Recall, but he claims he's a doctor from Total Recall.
But we've never seen him before in our life.
Yes, and he explains to him that he's still in the chair. He's having a bad reaction to everything.
And we're just trying to calm him down.
I'm here to guide you through it.
Which I guess if you are going, you need that.
Well, 'cause for me, I believe it.
Oh,
you? I think this is true in the movie.
So then he ruined it by shooting him.
Well, so then the man even brings in, like, just ask your wife. And then...
and then Lori shows up.
Yeah, Lori. Yeah. She walks in and she's not very like good at convincing him either, though. Here,
Because also she was acting way different.
Yes,
than how
she was.
So maybe that's like the drastic is what. So then you're not supposed to believe it.
but also there's the idea of while he's in the chair, maybe he thought of this idea and put this in himself too. Because then
fuck.
he notices that the doctor's sweating,
Yeah, and he's like, oh, so that means he's lying.
and then boom,
And then
shoots
right
him in the
head.
fucking head.
Just dead.
I would have
dude.
shot him in the leg to see if he screamed. Like there's more than one way to test.
But I'm
this.
also like, I didn't believe his wife at all. I was like, she's full of shit. She's a
Yeah,
liar.
that's fair.
But then I was like, why would you dream or make up a briefcase for yourself and then leave yourself a message for
Secret
yourself
agent.
subconsciously? I guess when you do dreams, you do weird shit, but it's all you coming up with it.
Because also the doctor explained like this is all like basically the world is improving around your thoughts.
Yeah, so whatever you think
and
about.
the movie does kind of feel that way. It feels very random,
Like it's
and
evolving.
weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going with it, which
Would
it
make,
kind of feels like a yes and out of a movie.
would make sense though, because you're in a dream.
especially after he kills the doctor.
Well, the doctor gives him this pill that he's
Right.
like, supposed to like sedate him.
Yeah, he pops it in, and he's just holding it in his mouth, and the guy's like, "Now swallow."
And then that's when he shoots it. And I was
spits it
like,
out
and
on
I
the
was
corpse.
like, good, Arnold, don't take the pill. Because I
Yeah.
was like, I don't trust this guy. Like, and a good thing because then fucking people bust through the walls and
That's also what made it kind of feel like a dream. Is they literally go through
through
the wall.
Like, yeah, it was like, okay, yeah, so maybe it is a dream.
And then Melina shows up, and her and Lori start fighting, and it's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I love this scene, dude.
But God, then Arnold gets his one-liner. Consider this a divorce, and then shoots his wife in the head.
Yeah, dude. Well, what's wild is when they're fighting. The chicks are fighting. They're going back and forth. There's a scene where they bump against a fridge and it's full of Pepsi
Nice.
and Barks root beer.
Okay.
Time for another sponsored ad by Barks root beer. Sometimes when you're on a distant planet, you get into fights. We know fights can be exhausting, so grab a nice cold Barks root beer and replenish those sweat beads you lost. Barks root beer, not just for people on Earth.
Consider this delicious.
Consider this a divorce. Ooh, root beer's good.
It's fine.
It was hard to find Barks.
Sure.
I found A&W and all that stuff, but Barks was, dude, a 12 pack of these. Guess how much this cost for a 12 pack of cans?
$8.
Close, 10.
Jesus.
I was like, what is that? How much? Is that how much pop really costs? I don't know. That's nuts. And root beer doesn't even have caffeine in it, so it's like, why would you drink it? I like that I'm buying fucking props for a movie review. It
For a
doesn't,
podcast.
doesn't even matter. But then, yeah, consider this a divorce. What a badass one-liner. And then Mel goes, "That was your wife? What a bitch." Like, dude, the dialogue in this, like, they just cuss.
pretty great,
They
yeah.
just cuss so much, and I love it. So then we find out Cueto, or whatever his name is,
Quado.
Quado wants to see Arnold.
Yep.
Because, like, there's something in... Everybody wants what's inside his brain.
Yes.
Because we don't know what it is. He doesn't know what it is.
Right.
We're learning as we go.
Kind of.
But then Richter is pissed off because his wife is dead.
Yep.
Because he killed Lori, which is insane. And then the guy that's following around Richter is following Arnold and Mel as they escape, and he has a clean shot on him, but then doesn't shoot him.
I don't remember this one.
So it's when they're running and they jump and do that pole thing and then go down the
Yes,
ladder.
I do remember that.
So he has a clean...
Oh, they do explain why.
Yeah, but
Yep.
I paused it at this point,
Yes.
so I didn't know the reasoning. So I thought, dude, I was like, why is he letting him go? Is he, because they reference like an inside guy earlier.
Yeah.
So I was like, is he the inside guy? And then I was like, wait a second, is he Cueto? Like I was like, I thought in my mind, I was like,
You were
maybe,
going deep.
Yeah, I was going deep.
You're beginning to believe.
But then no, it just he did it.
There's a glass wall.
A glass
behind him,
wall,
yeah. The dome wall.
Then if they miss, then they all get sucked out again because of
Yep.
the air section, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I was like, am I learning?
Sure. Yeah, you were guessing. Yeah,
I was guessing.
Now he gets back in the ride with Benny.
Yep, and he's got 5 kids to feed.
Yep. But he's still putting this man in danger because immediately he just opened fire at the back of this taxi.
Yeah, dude, massive gunfight
These,
back and forth.
these people are like leaning out of Benny's car shooting. They're like, Jesus.
And they're going, and I don't know how this happens or why this happens, but the brakes go off in his car.
Oh, right. Where they're then driving
They
through
just
walls.
drive through a building,
Yep.
and he's like, the brakes are out. How did the brakes?
He's like, my space brakes. They end up at the last resort again.
Yeah, they go back to the last resort, and there's another scene of the. We see this earlier in the movie too, and I do like it. There's like a little magazine display. And
Okay.
it's for Mars Today.
Okay.
but it's in the USA Today font.
Sure.
Which I do like that's kind of fun. Where
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, we got magazines of Mars,
You
dude.
didn't need to do it, but it's awesome that you did.
And then so they're back at last resort, and Tony, who's kind of a bitch earlier to Arnold,
Right, he's a mutant. Yeah.
helps them out. And
Yeah.
there's like a secret tunnel in
Well,
the bar.
whole bar is in on it too.
Yeah, because they all move tables and like act like, well, because they hate them. The mutants hate.
It's so weird that there's not one random person there like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that they're all
because
in on
Arnold
it.
just showed up.
Yep.
And he's not a mutant. At least that we don't know. He
Yeah,
might
no,
be.
Everyone there is just the best. Yeah, they open up this back door, they come in, and then go back to normal, and then the bad guys show up, and who's there to greet them? Triple Titties.
Yeah, triple titties.
Whips him back out again, offers up.
And then just fucking killed.
Yeah, they immediately shoot her. I was like, God damn.
And then it's a massacre, dude, and they start fighting. And then
This is where we learned Thumbelina's name too.
yeah, and then the bartender goes, Thumbelina. but
Then you see a shot of Thumbelina standing on a table with a machine gun just
fucking open. And I'm like, yes, dude, that's badass.
And she also murders the right-hand man, dude.
Yeah,
Like she
stabs him with a
him.
knife in the stomach, dude. It is so badass.
But like, yeah, so all chaos ensues. But then, what, Richter? Who's the main villain?
So I just kept calling him Boss Man.
Okay, yeah.
I don't remember what his name was.
The main boss is excited about all this because this means he gets to implement his super evil thing, which this was genuinely terrifying.
This is fucked up. So he tells everybody to retreat. And I'm like, why are they retreating? And then they seal off the area.
yeah, they turn off the air.
So like so then they can't leave, and then there's no air.
Because
so
there's,
then
there's the giant fans pumping air into every area, and you just see it slowly stop, which that is a terrifying visual.
And like the iron doors close, so you're stuck in this area. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So you just slowly, like, you're not breathing in the toxic air, but then you're slowly running out of air.
real
So
air, yeah.
eventually you will just suffocate.
Because like,
and there's so many people on the street. Yeah,
and
you're
like
sharing.
you gotta
it.
like lay down to like even get more
And
oxygen.
yeah, you got to be able to like calm your breathing.
It's-
Yeah, that's terrifying, dude.
Because this was another moment. Like, why does anyone live on Mars?
Yeah, this is why would you want to come here?
Yeah.
This
Like-
place sucks.
The Earth didn't seem that bad.
No,
Like, I would rather be poor on Earth than
But he
poor
wasn't
on
poor.
Mars. No, but I'm saying all of that.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't allow mutants back.
yeah, maybe mutants are like,
Yeah, maybe there's like a rule there. Yeah,
or maybe they moved there and then it's like, well, we're already here.
I guess.
Don't want to move
They
back.
got there pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. But now they're walking around like old tombs.
Yeah, now we're falling back to Quaid, Benny, and
Mel. Yeah.
yeah.
They're walking around old tombs of like the people who built the civilization on Mars.
Because they don't make it clear how long they've been there.
But,
yeah,
but there's literally like dead bodies.
Yeah.
Like
There's-
laying in sarcophaguses or whatever.
there's even a scene where like him and her are talking and like they kiss, but there's just a skull right over their shoulder the entire time.
Yeah, so they're about to kiss, which is so wild because he's like, I do love you, even though he doesn't remember her at all. He just made it up. So then they
just
kiss.
killed his ex-wife.
And then they fucking come out of nowhere. Or I thought it was the bad guys. No,
Yeah.
it's the rebellion, but they
Yep.
come out with guns. And then we find out fucking Benny's a mutant.
Which like, yeah,
Why did he need to be a mutant?
yeah. I didn't like mind that as much. Like, yeah, because he takes off his hand and then unveils like a weird insect arm.
It's massive.
Yeah.
So where was it in? Like,
It was
in
bent.
his sleeve.
So like his like hand was coming out of his elbow basically.
So the guy that comes out that he's like, oh, Cueto wants to see you, is the guy that gave him the briefcase.
is it?
Yeah, so it's the guy that gave him the briefcase earlier. So it's like, oh, this guy supposedly is my friend.
You sure it is?
I think so. I think it's the guy that gave him the
I
briefcase.
don't think it is because later there's a reveal that makes it seem like that's not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was. But they're sealing off the area. They're draining the air. And then we find out that Arnold knows what's in the mine.
Yeah, he knows how to use whatever it is. Yeah, that's like the big key of his thing.
And so he's in this office with like this sub guy.
and he's getting ready to meet Quado.
And then this blew me away.
I wish I didn't know this.
This blew me away.
The reveal of Quado.
Oh my God. He's a mutant
Yeah.
inside of a person.
The guy pulls up his shirt and there's a fucking little baby hanging out, and then the baby just talks normal.
Yes, dude, and that's the ruler of the rebellion? Is a baby mutant in a guy's stomach?
But also, like when Quado's talking, the guy who has a Quado can't do any, like he can't talk.
Yeah, it just-
he's like, because even afterwards, Arnold tries to wake him up.
He's just a shell of a guy. So this guy like took him over. Like it's,
I don't know, or like it's his twin or something.
but then he just goes, "Open your mind. Open your mind." He says it like 8 times.
It's awesome,
And it's kind of like
it's really close up with this weird little baby too.
it kind of like freaking put me in a trance.
Sure.
I was like, I'll open my mind to you. And now we go inside Arnold's head. which I was like, aren't we already in Arnold's
I
head?
think so.
So now we're in Arnold's subconscious probably.
Whatever.
So we're learning about some type of technology that is 500,000 years old that are inside these mines, and it's just like it looks like a bunch of just pipes.
Yep.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
dude.
just a bunch of columns
And then the place starts
with a handprint on an orb. That's it.
Yeah, that's
it's a
all
bunch
we
of
see.
columns and then a circle with a hand on it.
That's all we see.
Yep.
And then it comes out of it, and then the bad guys figured out where they are, and they're found.
Well, we find out how. It's because it turns out that Quaid is a double agent.
What the fuck?
But also, it turns out Benny's a double agent too.
Yeah,
That pissed me off.
Dude, that made me angry.
That was so
That made me angry.
unnecessary.
But they come in with drilling cars, which we saw earlier because Benny dodged them.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. I do like this, where it's just like these giant tanks that just
with like grinding
go
things on
through
the front.
fucking
Yeah.
stone. That's freaking sick.
Yeah. So we find out, Benny's a double agent, which whatever.
Yeah, why would you? It pissed me off because I loved him so much.
Well, because also we just found out he's a mutant.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, so you're a mutant and you work for the douchebag.
which doesn't make any sense at all. And then we find out that he lied about having 5 kids.
Yeah, because at one point he goes, "I have 4 kids, man," and he's like, "What happened to the 5th?"
And he goes, "You got me."
Yep. I'm
Like, God damn it, Benny.
Lame.
I liked you, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. But then, so they're like trapped, you know.
Mutants are getting shot up.
Mutants
too.
are getting shot up, and then they fucking kill Quado.
Well, first they kill the guy attached to Quado, and then Quado starts talking again, and they fucking headshot Quado.
Which is
like,
a baby
little
mutant.
baby head.
Baby mutant in some guy's stomach.
Like
dude.
seeing a close up of Quado, and then his head, like a bullet flies through his wild.
So they capture Mel and Arnold, which I was like, dude, at this point,
just kill everybody. Call it good.
At this point, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like you're ruined. So I was like, wait a second. He's trying to. The boss man is explaining what's going on, and he's like, so Arnold is a double agent. He's like a mole. And they used him to find Quado to kill him, and then this was all set up. They wanted, so they designed this that Arnold would find the briefcase, and it was all planned because it was all their plan.
Well, because that's where I'm saying that guy wasn't the one with the briefcase, because they said that guy was a plant.
Okay.
To get him started on this path.
Okay.
Yeah. So Arnold's character was whatever the main guy is, and then he agreed to go undercover with fake memories underneath that cover.
Yes.
But it still got activated too soon. It's like that's very hard to follow.
Well, and also when you're talking about mind shit, it's hard to know what's going on because you're watching a movie, and like what you're seeing, you want to believe, but you don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah.
But I love movies that are like mind stuff because you don't know. It's like Inception, basically. But then Arnold comes back on the TV, like the old Arnold, and is talking to him, and he's like admitting that, like, yeah, this is real. And he's best friends with the boss man.
Yeah, that's why the boss man wanted him alive, because they're best friends.
He literally goes, "He's my best friend."
Yeah, he says that a few times, and it's wild.
What?
But now they're putting him back in the chair to make him revert to his old real
Oh,
self.
dude, this sucks. And why do they put Mel in the chair?
Because that's his new wife.
Fuck. Yeah, and they go, "Oh, we're gonna make her control it.
Yep.
We're gonna make her quiet." Like he goes, the perfect woman.
Yep.
Quiet, obedient.
She already is the perfect woman.
Yeah, for Arnold. But I hated it, dude. And I was like, at this point, I was like, they're ruined. They're screwed. How are they gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
brute strength.
Yeah, it's him. He
It's Arnold's-
breaks the chair and then kills people with the bits of broken chair.
Dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a shot of this where he grabs, I don't even know what it came from. There's like a pipe. He fucking stabs it through some guy's skull.
No, so that was from the chair.
Oh, that's
like the arm of the chair, and he stabs people with it.
So some guy it goes through his skull and he's just murdering people. It's insane, dude. But also, Arnold fight, again, 1 versus like 20 people.
And he just bashing
kicks ass. I love seeing Arnold fight, dude.
Yeah, so they escape again. And we get a shot of the bad guy finding out about this, and he kicks over his fish tank.
Yeah, and then we see a clip of the fish dying.
Yeah, I'm like, did you kill a fish for this movie?
Because we literally see the mouth going.
Yeah. And like, why was that? I think probably because it's like the run out of oxygen stuff.
Yeah, I think it was
which is
a
happening
foreshadowing.
A current shadow. Venus is still running out
Venusville
of.
is running
It's
out
still
of-
fucked.
But fucking steel pole. And then he picks up a fireman's axe. And then he's running through the hallway
Which, like,
with
why
it.
do they have that?
In case of fire?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
But like, they're in metal buildings too. Like, it's not even you like cut through doors and shit.
Yeah, that wouldn't do that wouldn't do anything.
And also, like, here we get Benny attacks now, which is stupid. He gets one of those drill cars.
Yeah, which is so dumb and like kind of traps him in a hallway because Arnold's like, I know it's this way, and then it's a dead end, and it's like, fuck. So it's like your memory sucks.
Yeah,
and
and
then the lights just turn on.
Yeah, and then a drill car comes out. Arnold kills the drill car with a smaller drill.
Yeah, I don't even know where he just picks up a drill on the ground and he's like,
Did you write down his line?
So I wrote down all this. Time to crash the party. Boss man's gonna lose his best friend.
Oh,
Mutants
right,
are
I forgot
dying.
about the party that they talk about.
Yeah, they're trapped in the mine of the dig car. And right before he kills Benny, he goes, "Screw you,"
And kills him with a big drill.
which
Fine.
Arnold one-liners, dude.
It's fine, yeah.
But like every time he kills somebody, he's got to say a one-liner.
Yeah.
When did the one-liners start? Like 80s action movies?
It feels that way. No, because Clint Eastwood. Do you feel lucky, punk?
Oh yeah.
No, Clint Eastwood, I bet, was the start of it. John Wayne probably had a few of them.
I do love one-liners in movies.
Yes,
like where it's just like,
absolutely.
oh, that's a perfect one.
Yeah.
Especially when he goes, consider that a divorce, and then kills his wife, dude. So then, because the drill car was going, it busts some of the wall, and then boom, there's the reactor.
Turns out his memory was right.
His memory was right. There was just a wall there, which
Sure.
so they built a wall. I don't quite know. So they walk in and then they just stare at it, and I go, "What are you doing? Just go,
Keep going.
go."
People are dying because we find out what the reactor is for, and it is going to melt the glacial core of Mars, which will release a lot of oxygen and create an atmosphere.
so people can breathe on the planet.
Yes.
Which I looked up. Not real.
I assume not. Yeah,
But
you have to like terraform a planet to make an atmosphere.
they're standing there, and Arnold goes, "If we turn it on in time, we'll save the planet." And then they just slowly walk across the bridge. And it reminded me so much of I Think You Should Leave.
Oh, sure.
Where he goes, hold that door.
and then
just
walks.
And just like, it's like, no, you're in a hurry, dude. Fucking run.
Because I think this is the next note I have, where then he's running, and it turns out he gets surrounded.
Yeah, he's surrounded by people and then just open fire on him. And he just cowers without taking any
And
hits.
gets back up.
And it's a
smiles.
hologram, baby.
But also, the thing that pissed me off is, why didn't everybody shoot each other then?
Oh, yeah, because they were surrounded.
Yeah, it was a circle around him open firing. And then he runs and just kills all of them.
He kills all of them.
Yep.
I forgot that the hologram thing was a thing.
It was a good.
So it was a good reveal because they waited long enough. And I could, it's hologram, baby. And then there are two of them. And then he's like kicking ass, dude.
Yeah.
And this Richter guy, like the second guy, I fucking hated him.
He wasn't good at anything.
He's just a little bitch, dude. But then he's fucking, he's fighting with Arnold, like on the elevator.
Yeah.
And like he gets knocked off, but he's holding there. And this scene is wild.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's like a cement thing that comes down and cuts his arms off.
And then his body just falls.
And then he dies. And then Arnold's just holding onto his hands. Like, Jesus.
It's a
and
lot.
then another one-liner. He goes, "See you at the party, Richter."
Yep. Not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
Because now he's at the reactor.
He found the reactor. But then, of course, the main boss is waiting for him.
And like, what, are you going to fight Arnold Schwarzenegger main bot? Like, it's so...
Yeah, good luck. Arnold's taking down like 150 people so far.
And also, he's a mountain of a man. 'Cause I think this guy's just like, they circle the reactor over and over, and he just has a gun.
I do like what the boss man says here, though. He goes, "All dreams come to an end."
Yep.
Where it's like, that is
What is
true.
it?
So
Yeah.
is this a dream? Or is this like, you want this to... Yeah. So like he's about to kill Arnold and then fucking Mel just comes out of nowhere and shoots him.
Yeah, 'cause she rides up the elevator like
Separately, I
like the
guess?
chain of it or something.
I don't quite know,
Yeah.
dude.
And yeah, she saves him, and then now we get another airlock scene.
Yeah, because the main boss had a explosive.
and it went down like a tube.
Well, because it was ticking it. Arnold grabs it and throws it down a tube.
just as far as you can.
But then it causes an airlock, so people just start freaking.
Yeah, because the two of them, Arnold and
Mel
are hanging on, but Richter gets sucked out. Or
Well, no, they're all three hanging on.
Yeah.
And then Arnold's climbing like the rope to like a light.
Yes.
And he's climbing it, getting sucked out, and then he gets up to the boss guy and just
Pulls him off,
and throws him.
Yep. So Boss Man's out the airlock, and now we get a lot of cut shots of the boss's face, just
Which is
swelling,
insane. Which
his
is like
eyes popping
like
out.
the start of the movie.
Yeah.
Which, dude, those effects are wild.
It's a lot.
I wonder how they did that.
With just a fake suit.
Fake suit and then just pumping air into
Yeah,
it so
I
it
think so.
swells. But it looked.
I think it's like a stress ball kind of thing, where it just when you
It looked terrifying.
Yes.
Like that. What a way to go, dude. Where you just run out of oxygen. That's so freaky, dude. But so Arnold's freaking. climbing. He puts his hand in the thing, which is like a weird like alien figuration.
And he like puts his hand as close to it as he could because he does the 2 fingers on one. Yeah.
And then it goes, and like it powers everything on. So was it like a finger lock thing, or
I don't know. Like nobody touched that. Just like
because the boss man didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to pay to
Well,
control
he also
the air.
claimed that it would destroy the planet and shit like that. But really, it's just heats shit up and then melts water.
But then that starts sinking in, and then Mel and Arnold get sucked out, and they start fucking dying, and their eyes are popping. I'm like, fuck, dude, they're gonna turn into mutants.
Because then we get a shot of them doing that, and then also the mutants back in Venus, like fucking dying.
Well,
of
then
no
this
oxygen.
giant like cloud thing, because like the volcano, it's not even a volcano.
But it takes a while.
It takes a while. It
for
just starts
everything.
like spreading, and all the domes are breaking.
Yep.
Because of the current and the
So
air.
everyone's getting
So
fucked.
everybody's just like, because of air.
But this is like minutes long, and we keep getting cuts of just Arnold
it just
in different.
It keeps going and showing
levels of-
different buildings of and then Arnold's like,
And then Mel's just like their eyes are about to pop, their necks are huge, and we see the atmosphere begin to happen.
yeah, and then we see them slowly we see their faces really swell and then slowly come back.
Unswell, and then they just get up,
And then they're fine. No, dude, you'd be fucked up.
Yeah, you know, you would be brain dead.
You'd be fucked up.
And like literally everybody's fine except for the boss who got sucked out like what, a minute before them?
Yeah, he died.
Apparently.
They were
They
about-
don't even ever show us that.
They were about to die. So maybe in the sequel or whatever.
I don't think there is a sequel.
There's something, I think. Everyone is saved and can now breathe. So he saved Mars. He saved the
And
planet.
made Mars have an atmosphere. So now you can walk anywhere in Mars and you're fine.
Which is cool. But also when he was at the beginning of the movie, when he was figuring out the secret agent thing, he goes, "You'll do this and save the planet."
Yeah.
That's one of the things that they say.
Well-
And he did save the planet.
Well, because also right before he went under, when the technician said, blue skies on Mars. Like he had never seen that before. And at the end of the movie, when they're standing on that mountain, the Mars has blue
Oh,
skies.
shit, because it was red.
And then credits.
Well, and then...
Do you have more?
Well, yeah, then he goes, "I can't believe it. It's like a dream." That's what Mel says. Or
Ugh.
that's what he says.
Yeah.
And then she goes, kiss me quick before you wake up.
Oof. And then
they kiss and then credits.
Yeah.
So then it's like, what?
I say 100% a dream.
So he's in the chair the entire time?
Yes. And I think he's brain dead now.
Yeah, he like had a lobotomy
I
basically.
think that's what happened.
yeah, because he killed the guy that tried to save him.
If that was an honest part of it, yeah, I think he just
See,
completely
I don't
fucked
know,
himself.
dude, but I like that it leaves you questioning. Like, it's like, what is it? We will never know.
We never will.
Which is kind of like, that's how Inception ends, you know?
Yeah,
the
where you
top's
truly
spinning.
don't know.
You don't know what's going on, dude.
But I fucking love
This movie was amazing.
Great.
I can't believe I had never seen it.
Mhm, I'm so glad I finally sat down and watched it from front to start.
Obviously, I'd heard of it, but I didn't know anything about it. This movie is phenomenal.
Awesome.
Like I had to rent it on Amazon because I couldn't find it physically, but I want to own this one so
Well, now
bad.
you own it on it because you had to buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, but I want to own it physically.
I know.
I want to own it physically. This movie was a freaking joy. I just love mindfuckery movies. Plus, it's Arnold.
Fun
This-
action, great practical effects, which
Dude,
is one of our favorite
practical
things.
effects are so much better than CGI and like all that other stuff.
Absolutely.
It just makes it. I mean, obviously there are some scenes where it's like, oh, you can tell it's fake.
Yeah.
but it's just way cooler.
Yeah,
than
it's great.
fucking green screen and all that
Yeah,
shit.
absolutely.
This movie has a 7.5 on IMDb,
Okay.
so not bad. And then there's the remake in 2012 with Colin Farrell.
Yep.
And I just don't know why you would do that. Like this movie is still
Yeah.
good. This was nominated for 16 awards.
God damn.
And it won 7.
Good for it.
It won an Academy Award for special effects.
Good.
Which is badass. It won a Saturn Award for Best Science Fiction Movie of 1991, because I think the awards were a year later. And then there were a bunch of other awards I didn't even recognize.
Well,
So the Academy
well-deserved.
Award was way better. I got some other fun facts and taglines, but I can talk about that when Izzy comes on.
Yeah. So now it's time for Izzy's Insights on the Moist Movie of the Month.
Let's do it.
I'm back.
All right. What'd you think of Total Recall?
I really like this one. I would agree that this is probably my favorite one that we've seen so far.
Damn. So this was your first time seeing it?
Yes, it was. Yeah. I was kind of the same as you. I didn't even know like the plot of it, and Jacob wouldn't tell me, so I just went into it completely blind.
I knew this was a big like reveal movie where I was like, I was bummed because I didn't know the story fully, but I was bummed like I knew who Quado was.
Sure.
That would have been really fun.
That was funny too because it was like 2 seconds before the Quado came on screen, and I remembered that Jacob had mentioned that it was the Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah, that.
Oh, that's
and
what
I was
that
like,
is?
oh my god, Quado! I understand like everything now.
It's all making sense. Well, I thought like early on in the movie, I was like, oh, is Quado like some guy that works for the government and it was like a secret agent? Like I was trying to dig deep, and it was like not that.
No, because like halfway through, I was like, that name sounds really familiar. I've heard that word before.
Open your mind.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
I need to watch that Rick and Morty episode again. I forgot all about it.
It's so funny. No, I really liked it though.
Any favorite parts or favorite scenes or anything?
I liked when their eyes were bugging out of their heads.
Oh, the practical effects were wild.
I think that if they wanted it to be more realistic, that they should have had permanent damage.
We talked about
that's
that
what I was thinking.
This
This
got up.
like the mutants, I think were caused from air
I think so,
withdrawal.
too.
Well, they said that was like bad domes, so I think it's like radiation shit. I don't know.
I don't quite get it. This
think there's
movie,
radiation on
this movie
Mars.
has 5 taglines.
Okay.
So obviously the first one was like that one that I officially went with, but I wrote down all 5 of them.
Okay.
Because you guys didn't like the Tremors ones. So
Sure.
So the first one they have is, how would you know if someone stole your mind?
Sure.
Open your mind.
See, that's terrifying. Second one is very similar. How would you know after memory implantation if your mind is yours?
That's not a good tagline.
That's not a good tagline. Too many big words.
Memory implication is not good.
Yeah. The next one, they stole his mind.
I like
Now
that
he
one.
wants it back.
That's a good one.
That's okay.
That's an action.
I think that's a
an
good
action
one.
movie.
It is definitely an action movie quote.
This one doesn't make any sense. Get ready for the ride of your life.
Okay.
Terrible. And then, what would you do if someone stole your mind? So very similar. The first
Fine.
one's great. How would you know if someone stole your mind?
Third one I think is the best
I think
one.
that's one I
Because
like.
that's like, you don't know. It's in your mind. And it's like fake memories, real memories. Memories are memories. And also like in real life, memories, sometimes you can fake.
They're
you can-
subjective, yeah.
You can also like, you think of things that didn't actually happen, which is wild, dude.
Do you think you would ever use Total Recall or Recall?
I mean, if I was poor and it was like a dystopian kind of thing like that, I don't
think-
see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he was poor because it was like $900 to do it.
But like that's
Did you do the what's
there was no conversion.
thank you.
Nothing else had money.
Well, I'm just saying it's $900 because there's 900 credits, and like the taxi fare was like 18 credits.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, so I was like,
So I would rather go on an actual vacation, but I also don't ever want to leave Earth.
That's
So that's that makes things different.
Jake and I talked about this. Like, I'm intrigued. I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, it would be nice to do it, but then also I get that, it could fuck you up and lobotomy and all this shit.
Because that's I definitely wouldn't do it early on. If it became a normal thing, I probably wouldn't be against it.
I mean, they're already like, what is it, Neuralink?
Yeah,
They're already kind of doing that shit with your mind.
Well, like every vacation I've been on is just a memory now.
Yeah, and then if they can fake photographs and videos of it, then it doesn't.
I think the only thing, and this was something I thought of last night, is like if he would have chosen like the touristy vacation, that was like the first option instead of like the secret agent one.
The
If
Playboy
Yeah,
millionaire.
pretty
what?
much. No, just like a touristy option.
instead of being
just
someone
going
else?
on a
Yeah,
without the
vacation.
ego.
You would have memories of like maybe going to see something and then wanting to see it more, but then you didn't get to make the decision to go and like explore that place more. Or like if something caught your eye in the memory, but it didn't catch the person's eye who was the tourist, like whose memory it is.
No, I think it's you in it though. Like so, you would do everything you want to do.
Yeah, so
'Cause, like, you go
I
to-
thought it was the memories of somebody else.
No, it's
No,
it's
they're
just it's your memories.
Yeah,
but
they're
it's
just fake
fake.
memories.
So
No,
that's
it's
what-
not another person.
Yeah, so the ego trip is the other person.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
why he's a secret agent.
Oh, so I thought it was like somebody had gone on this vacation and they were like downloading those memories into their heads.
No, they create memories
Oh, that'd
for
be
you.
wild though.
That's
if you
why
did
like they
that.
were asking about like who's your dream girl and
Gotcha.
stuff like that.
Okay. I guess that makes more sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild though. Two movies in a row. We had dream girl scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
which is wild. I do have some fun facts about this movie. Some fun facts and trivia. So, the first fun fact: when the writers started working on the screenplay in the 70s.
Okay.
So they started working on this in the 70s, and this movie came out in 1990. They realized that the movie would be too expensive and difficult to make with 1970s special effects and budgets. So they delayed working on the story.
Interesting.
They then started working on a story about a space monster terrorizing a spaceship crew. And that story became the movie Alien.
No
Oh, yeah.
way.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
How fun.
Very fucking badass. Another fun fact is Arnold was originally considered to play the role of Murphy in RoboCop.
Oh,
But there were problems with the costumings.
Sure.
Probably because he's a massive dude.
Yeah.
When RoboCop came out, Arnold loved it and wanted to work with the director, Paul Verhoeven, I think his name is. And that's basically how he got the role in Total Recall.
oh, is
How
that
fun.
the same director?
I think so.
Because it had very RoboCop.
Yeah,
feel
I
to
think it's
it.
the same
You mentioned
director.
that a couple
Yeah.
of times, yeah.
Arnold was also so impressed by Sharon Stone in the movie that he started calling her the female Terminator.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Cool.
And then Sharon Stone was inducted into the Stunt Woman Association as an honorary member.
good for her. So
That's
she did
very
a lot of
cool.
her own stunts then.
Yeah,
cool.
because of her way to like be able to shut it off between like lovey-dovey and fucking evil.
cool.
There's also a Total Recall video game
Ooh.
for the Commodore 64, Amiga, other weird consoles, and then also the NES.
I was going to say, I don't know those consoles.
You know the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's made by Ocean. I've never played it. I'm intrigued by it, but it only has a 39% by Power Play
Sure.
magazine. So I don't. It might be good, but dude, there's a True Lies video game.
Oh.
That game is phenomenal.
Weird.
And it's like a top-down. You play as Arnold, and it's like it's weird, but that game is great. So I'm curious about Total Recall, and the Terminator game is phenomenal too.
Okay.
So I didn't even know there was a video game about it. So I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah.
But this movie, I was like, I can't believe I haven't seen this before.
Pretty great all the way through.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Like, I want to watch it again,
Do it. You own it.
like immediately.
We do too.
But I want to get it like physically, you know.
Yeah.
But also, I want to get all the Moist Tyrion collection
Yeah.
physically.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Have like a little showcase.
Have a little display. Just like heavyweights, Search for Dr. Sue. Just
A prop for each of them.
bunch of bullshit. But closing thoughts. What would you rate it? Would you watch it again?
I think I never remember my last ratings. Do
No.
you remember what I rated Tremors? I think it was maybe a 7. I'll go up to an 8. I want to go
Damn.
up to a 9 because I liked it like that much more than Tremors.
But you don't think it's a 9?
But I don't think it's a 9. I think we'll watch better movies. I also
No promises.
My closing remark is I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is a very fun family name, but he's a horrible actor. He's such a bad
see, I
actor.
didn't-
See, we don't think he was that bad.
I
in
didn't think he
this.
was
He's
that
a
bad.
really bad actor.
No, I think
It's just the dialogue seems so unnatural.
Yeah.
And it's because like
his accent.
it's because like he wouldn't say these words with that accent.
Sure.
Like
Well-
if he would have sat down and maybe like written the dialogue the way he would have said it,
Well, they
One-liners.
tried that for Terminator, and
Did they?
and it's really
it's still bad.
no, it's good that they didn't go with that because it would have ruined the movie.
Oh really?
No, but Terminator makes sense though because he has such a bad accent and bad
Yeah.
dialect because he's a robot.
Yeah.
You know, so he goes, "I'll be back." I don't even know if that's Terminator, but
yeah, that is, and he said he should say, "I will be back," and they were like,
no,
"Fuck off!"
do not say that.
But it was good. It had powerful women.
Yeah, and I think Arnold did great in this. I do like how young he looked. He looked phenomenal. I don't know order of movies. Like Terminator, I think maybe was first, and I don't know when True Lies comes out. But True Lies is another one where he talks a lot.
Yeah.
That's a great movie too.
I don't think I've seen that
True
one.
Lies is a good.
True
one.
Lies is great. It's Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, fun.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, there's like a
Yeah.
sex
Young
strip.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like the
Not-
90s.
yeah, not
but there's
the
like
youngest
there's
you've
like a
seen her.
strip scene
where
in
she
that
has
movie.
to do a sexy dance.
Yeah, and
Weird.
it's
very
it's
sexy.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
Where you're like, whoa,
Yeah,
who are you?
Jamie Lee
Damn.
Curtis can get it. Yeah,
I've been watching Reno 911 and she comes on as a
Weird.
guest cop.
huh? I didn't
And
know
it's
that.
wild because she's wearing short shorts and she has like her blouse unbuttoned.
Sure.
It's like,
I love
Whoa.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah.
yeah, and she's like older.
Lesbians do now too.
Oh,
Oh, is she a lesbian queen?
Yeah. Oh my god, so many lesbians are into her.
I mean, I don't blame them. I'm into her.
yeah.
Fucking Total Recall. I almost said True Lies. Total Recall. So fucking
You have
badass.
so many notes.
Yep.
Now stay tuned for our Moist Movie of the Month, Moist Meter.
Woo!
Bye.
And we're back with the Moist Movie of the Month, Moist Meter Edition. Now, before we reveal our moist meter rankings, we do have to say the winner of the Total Recall pint glass. And by Total Recall pint glass, you're just getting a Moist Monday pint glass. So if you send us an email with your thoughts, reactions, and feelings towards the Moist Movie of the Month, you'll enter to win a pint glass. So make sure you do that next month. But the winner of this month is, drumroll please, Cindy.
Hell yeah.
Sydney Lautner.
I don't know.
I don't know. Cindy is getting a pint glass. I think that's a famous singer.
Cindy Lauper.
Cindy Lauper. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Cindy Lauper. Yeah.
But Cindy, you want a free pint glass? They're being made right now.
They are.
So
Finally.
we'll get them sent out eventually. And then also, while you're at it, we haven't said this in a while, but maybe you guys give us suggestions for the next Moist Movie of the Month.
Yeah.
We'll add it to the list. We're kind of doing movies all over the board, but it's fun watching new
They've all
movies.
been the 90s though so far.
Yeah, but all different types of movies.
That's true.
You know, fat camp,
Yep.
documentary, sci-fi,
Yeah.
creature feature.
Yeah, you got there.
That's all 4. This movie was phenomenal. Any closing thoughts before we do the reveal?
No, I mean, I guess just my main thought is I do think that it's supposed to be in the dream.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, just seeing that the girl Melina's face on the computer before he goes under, that the blue sky's on Mars.
I do like the blue sky thing. That's a cool thing. But also like his dream beforehand is throwing me off.
That's it. And also, like, when you do see his wife at the beginning of the movie, if you think about it, she's very distracting. That's why she's trying to fuck him so much and stuff like that. And she's like literally turning his head away from things he's looking at.
Okay.
Like, if you rewatch the beginning, I think you'll notice that more.
Then I'm thinking like, oh, she is doing the mission of distracting
I think
him.
it fits. I think they did a good job of making everything fit, which is really the key.
Fucking fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Let's do the reveal. Let's see how we rated this movie in comparison to each other. Is it a glass half full or a glass half empty type of movie? Jacob's adding more beer as we talk. I gotta keep going. I'm going up in my voice because of the announcer in me. Whoa!
Ooh, yours is a little bit higher.
This is a full pint glass.
Yeah, basically. Mine is like literally a sip left.
I did probably a little more than a full beer.
Yeah.
Because I already had almost a full beer and then I added more to it. This movie was phenomenal.
Incredible movie.
We're drinking for people listening at home. The Space Camper Cosmic IPA by Boulevard because space.
It works.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And this movie's campy.
Oh, it is. This movie was phenomenal, but now we got to chug this, and that's how we end it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Total Recall.
Stay tuned. We'll announce the next Moist Movie of the Month here soon. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, it might be a gay movie. Who knows?
Oh, for June.
Yeah, for Pride Month.
Or just for the hell of it. We don't need a reason.
Or just for fun. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, Moist Monday Podcast. Send us an email, moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this dumb fucking mini series of the dumb podcast that we do. We appreciate it. So cheers.
Cheers, bud.
Bye, everybody. IPAs are fucking tough to drink.
Bye, everybody.
Freaking sleeping, dude? We gotta record the episode. Dude, wake up. Wake up.